Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, and for anyone that is new here, welcome. This is going to be a very fun time. We are going to be checking out something very new. We are checking out something very alien, you could say, for the channel. Excuse the pun. But we are going to be checking out the music videos for Alien Stage. And I'm recording this after recording the first set of 4. So I'm recording this before I record the 5th video on. And that is because I realized when I finished those first 4, I had been recording a long time already. My throat was starting to get sore, and I kind of figured this might not be a great idea to continue because I didn't want to provide, a commentary or content that I wasn't happy with. I wanted to be able to give my entirety, my full attention and everything I had to these. So I decided that what I would do, instead of splitting it into 2, which would have been 6 and 6, I was going to split this into 3. And I know that that's very, probably frustrating for anyone that just wants to watch it through, but I promise I will try my best to get these uploaded as often as possible. There shouldn't be too much of a long wait between each upload. And yeah, the reason that I'm doing this is because, as I explained, I couldn't record any longer after those first 4. I really was kind of struggling to kind of keep my energy up and everything, and that's not what I want to do. It's something I think I've never done on this channel and I never want to do, so I made kind of an executive decision right there and then that I would split this into 3. So what I know about Alien Stage, it is a series of music videos. They were all produced by BYEONG, and I believe that they are all, the characters in the series are all different musical artists who are lending their voices for the series. And from the first 4 already, like you'll be seeing in this, I was in absolute awe. I was so dumbfounded. I really genuinely loved it, and yeah, I can't wait for you guys to watch it. And if you do, please leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. Comment down below letting me know your favorite in that first set of 4. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when the second video goes live. I am about to record it right now after this. I'm recording this intro for the first episode, and then I will be recording the second video immediately after, so I'm very much looking forward to it. I've been thinking about it for ages. I really just cannot wait for you guys to watch this video. I hope that you enjoy, and if you do, please share this with someone who you think might enjoy reaction content to Alien Stage. But yeah, with that said, I'm gonna throw it back to other me from the past, and I don't know which part of that initial intro I will keep in the video, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of give an overview as to why this is in 3 parts, because I never talked about that within that video itself. So yeah, moving over to that guy. This video was entirely inspired by my overwhelmingly positive reaction to Kawaii Kaiwai, the ending for season 2 of My Dress Up Darling. And I thought that was such an incredible ending. I was absolutely stunned by how great that ending was, and it's definitely going to rank pretty highly in my favorite endings of the year if I have ever come around to creating a list or anything like that. And obviously that ending was done by Piki, but my understanding is that BYEONG, the team or group, or maybe it's just an individual, I'm not actually sure, who is behind Alien Stage, is who did the animation for that ending. And if I'm being perfectly honest, it was the animation more so than anything that blew me away during that ending. The song as well was incredible, but I was so captivated by the visuals that it made checking these out almost a no-brainer. And it was Pinesino, by the way, who actually suggested that I do this. So he might not be here in like any kind of Twitch chat or anything, sharing information about each of these like usual, but he is the one who recommended that I check these out, so you guys can thank him, of course. I don't really know if I have much more to say. I don't know what to expect from this. I don't know any of the artists involved in this. I don't know like really anything, if I'm being perfectly honest, but I'm very excited and I cannot wait to check this out. I am going to do my best now to check out these Alien Stage music videos, and if there's anything to analyze, that would make them even more fun for me. I love to analyze, I love to theorize, I love to kind of try and figure out what's going on, and I will do my best to figure out anything that is present within these music videos. So yeah, Alien Stage music videos, let's go. Alright, this one is titled Round 1. Let's see what it gives us. Here we go.
나의 클레마티스 시면에서
Okay, we're starting off very beautiful. I love that echo effect.
나의
Aww.
클레마티스 항상 곁에 있어줘.
This is making me feel a little worried and anxious. Oh wow, look at them, they grew up. Wow. Those effects are stunning. I love the difference in styles for when it's showing their past and present. Really separates the two. Don't leave my universe. Damn. I do really love the different styles this is showing though. I wonder what that is written on her neck. I saw an S and then I saw an A just then. Always be by my side. Yeah, something's telling me something's gonna go wrong here. Versus! Why are they going against each other? They look to be childhood friends, no? Wow, she looked very sad.
신을 믿나요?
Oh? We're getting deep philosophical?
신을 믿고
Oh
종교를
shit,
가졌대.
God is with us.
사람의 힘으로 해결할 수 없는 것들이 신의 뜻이라 믿고
Oh, okay.
온 우주가
We're getting too
지구를
real?
향해 돌았다는 말도 믿고 감히 닿을 수 없는 하늘과 이어지는 곳은 신이 사는 곳이었던 거야.
Yeah. Look very War of the Worlds-esque there, with the big tripod kind of
신을
alien-looking
잊어버렸어.
figures.
헌데 신을 믿는다는 것이 인간적인 거라면
Yeah.
내가 인간으로서 할 수 있는 것이 믿는 것이라면 나의 신,
Aww.
나의 우주.
The only time we see her smiling is with this other girl. They get scored? What?
나의 클레마티스
It's a death match? They're... Oh, shit. Oh, God. Well,
나의 클레마티스
jeez.
제발 곁에 있어줘.
That is brutal. Oh my god. Prisoners being forced to perform? Alien stage. That was not what I was expecting. That was an insane finale. Oh my god. Round 1. Ah. Holy shit. This is a full-on, like, deathmatch. I didn't, like, that's the thing. I didn't know where this was going, what, like, if there was going to be an overarching story. But I was not expecting, yeah, I'm sure I'm not the first to feel this way, but holy shit. I was enjoying the song. I was enjoying the little story we were learning about these two characters. I thought that this would be a series where over the course of the series, we would see these two characters grow into like a role with one another. They would learn to be happier because they're with one another in a world where they seemingly have had to flee. They've had to go elsewhere. I thought that what we would see would be these two characters being the cornerstone of hope, I guess, throughout this whole thing. But no, they're going to make us care about these characters in these 3-minute songs and then break our hearts time and time again. Like, yeah, I was not ready for this. But wow, this was incredible. This was truly amazing. Holy shit, I'm still stunned. All right, we gotta take this back to the beginning, and the beginning of this started very beautiful, but I guess I was right to trust my gut when I thought that this sounded too good to be true. Like the echo effect and the two solo voices shining through, and the way that they were standing looking out to, like they were on the edge of a cliff looking outward. For one, it is a beautiful scene, but it definitely did give me doubts that everything was going to be okay. And yeah, I guess it was just like a gut instinct that this was not going to be okay, but they fooled me because I started to go against my gut when I saw these two characters singing, looking into each other's eyes and everything. It really, really made me think that there would maybe be some sort of love angle within this, a romance angle, and we would see their love for one another flourish and shine through. And it's something that maybe they haven't realized for one another, or one of them has realized and the other hasn't. And we would see that throughout the series because they look to be inseparable, and that's kind of what this whole song is about. I don't know what CLEMATIS is, but the lyrics, besides, oh my CLEMATIS, if CLEMATIS is friend, that's in my head, I'm just going to assume it's something related to friend or companion or something like that. If you're singing oh my CLEMATIS, always be by my side, and never leave my universe, that's so tragic considering where we go at the end of this. And I think that the most beautiful but at the same time most heartbreaking thing about this is that when I don't know names, I don't know if it popped up names, maybe they're not given names and that's the whole point of this, but whenever the short-haired, dark-haired girl is killed brutally, might I add, the pink-haired girl is looking at her and smiling. She is recalling the happier times, she is recalling her friend, and they're both looking at each other and smiling, and like they're both sweating, I believe, so it kind of gives you an insight that not everything is as it seems. They're not just singing here to one another. There's a sense of, having to perform. But I think that for these characters, being able to do it with their friend and being able to sing for their friend and sing these lyrics specifically for their friend, I think that it makes it all the more powerful. But like I've been saying, it makes it all the more heartbreaking to see those friends separated from one another. It was brutal. It was just awful to see. But holy shit, was this an incredible way to kick off a series of videos. Wow. So I'm going to kind of give an idea of what I think the lore within this series is. I think they kind of spelled it out incredibly well for showing so little. So the world, I'm going to guess Earth, has been overrun and overtaken by alien forces, hence the title Alien Stage. And due to this, human survivors have been captured and they've been taken probably to the alien planet or wherever the aliens live, whether it's in spacecrafts or anything like that. And it's pretty sadistic because in a way, it would remind me of two different things, and I'm not going to linger too long on each of these to compare them, but, one being Squid Game, I'm sure other people have made that comparison, and another being Berserk. You're branded for sacrifice. These little collars can kind of represent that, I guess, the humans, and they are basically just food or whatever for these otherworldly beings to toy with. They can do whatever they want with, and that's what I'm getting from this. I feel like these aliens are just using these humans for entertainment. They've created a death game where your only choice is to entertain them or die, and the one that wins furthers on in the the tournament, the competition, and not everyone's going to come out of this all okay. By the end of it, we see that there is a bracket where there will be one that comes out on top. So there's going to be 7 matches total. And considering there are 12 alien stage videos, I don't know what it's going to show besides these. Like, this one was called round 1, so I'm guessing in between each round you might meet the characters that will show up in the next one or something like that. You might learn some lore. I'm really hoping for that specifically. Going back to, you know, the whole aliens overtaking the Earth thing. Yeah, that immediate whiplash when we see them performing, and it's stunning, it's beautiful, and we're not thinking anything weird about it. It even shows at one point, you know, these alien creatures in the crowd with their glow sticks and everything, and you know, I'm not thinking anything weird about this. I'm thinking, well, it's called Alien Stage. They might just be idols and they're performing. But far from it, these seem to just be ordinary people. And I wonder if the aliens are so sadistic as to have every initial matchup be that of a friend against a friend, or someone that knew someone against someone that knew them. Like, you know, I wonder if that's going to be how this works, or if, you know, we'll eventually see that there are 2 people that knew each other but they're in different initial brackets, and maybe they'll meet up in the semi-final or something like that. And I really don't know where this is going to go, but I am already blown away and I am already captivated. This was amazing. And like I was saying, the whiplash of seeing the way that they're celebrating with the glow sticks right before we see one of the characters is killed off, it looks very idol-esque. It looks like they're just watching a concert, but then as soon as a character is killed, these creatures look so abhorrently terrifying. They look alien. Their teeth are showing, they're gnashing, they got smiles on their faces. They look so otherworldly and so creepy, and it really just offsets everything that came before it. What might be even more scary is that they also seemingly have humans who are the ones that are killing the humans. They have their guns and everything pointed at these people as they're performing. I wonder if you can see them before everything goes down. To kind of go back to something I was talking about a long time ago, the different animation styles within this really sold this for me a lot, because when it's showing the past, it's done in this very almost rushed looking style. I'm not saying it looks rushed, but it doesn't have as much detail and as much polish. And when you're trying to recall your own memories, there isn't all that detail and polish. You're just remembering things that you did, specific moments. You might be able to recall specific things like that with, you know, that kind of level of polish, but there's still going to be certain aspects that aren't exactly fully realized, and that's what this was making me think of. You know, the golden days back when they were happy and there was no worry about any of this, and then when it's showing them in the now, everything is detailed, everything looks incredible, and there is that sense of reality. You know, there's no escaping to the past anymore. There is the awful reality that they are stuck in. And yeah, I could go through this and analyze bit by bit, because there are also scenes then where we see the short-haired, dark-haired girl with a depressed looking face. She looks very sad and upset, and this makes sense as to why they've been kidnapped, they've been captured, and they are being forced to perform. So yeah, I don't know where we're going to go next. Well, I do know where we're going to go, but I don't know how this is going to play out, I guess is what I'm meaning. Are we going to see the pink hair girl continue and advance even beyond the next round? Who knows? We're going to have to see the preliminaries first. This was heartbreaking. This was just so sad, but I think I'm ready to check out number 2, the next one here. I wonder if it's going to be round 2 or something else. Here we go. Oh, we're getting 4x3 with it. Love it. Wow, look at the way these planets look. This is amazing. Oh, yes. City pop? I dig it. It's very 80s. This is great. This is sick. Blue night and the splendid lighting. Wow. Oh, Is there going to be a music video after each person is killed? Just a dream. These poor people being forced to do all this. Wow. The handcuffs even. Is that a child she once knew? This is a really good song. Holy shit. This is so juxtaposy, if that's a word. Oh wow, okay. You're now here, Lord. That's going back to the God question in the previous one, the first alien stage video. Alright, let me just state something that is so obvious. The style of Vivinos is amazing. I love this animation look. If you know me, you'll know that I love a good thick outline around characters sometimes, and details and everything. And oh my, these characters are really tickling my fancy. I love how they look. They look so good. They're so detailed. They have so much character and expression. Every character looks so different from one another. And yeah, they just look stunning. I absolutely adore how this looks so much. This is amazing. And this video in particular reminded me a lot more of the style of Kawaii Kawaii, the My Dress Up Darling season 2 ending. And I guess a big part of that is the quicker paced editing that was present within this. The previous video, round 1, had a much slower story that it was telling, so it didn't have this quick paced editing. It was showing us everything. And the previous one as well, like whenever everything did start to happen with the character being killed and everything, things remained slow so that the gravity of the situation would sink in. It didn't just start getting crazy and chaotic. It still lingered slowly on shots. And this one in particular feels more like a trailer for what's coming, which I think is really cool, because giving us the trailer after the first part, it's very like end of the prologue-esque, to throw a comparison out there, but it's nothing like it at all. Obviously Vinland Saga season 1 finishes, and then the last episode is literally titled something like end of the prologue. I could be butchering that, but you watch a whole, I think it's like 20 plus episode season just to learn that was simply the prologue. There is a whole series still to come. And to throw it back to Berserk as well, obviously Berserk does something similar in that there is the Black Swordsman arc, which then leads into the Golden Age arc. And you could say that once those two arcs are finished, you get into Berserk. It's no longer here's what came before, here's what's driving Guts, the main character. It's now taking that context and going forward. And yeah, this little trailer really did give me those same feelings of, wow, like we learned what the series is about before we get a little trailer or something like that, or a little sense of here comes the Alien Stage. And titling this one simply just Alien Stage feels like that was the intent. This video in particular spent more time showcasing the characters within this than it did, giving us lore, giving us ideas as to what's coming, which I think is really cool. And, something I didn't exactly realize in the previous one, but whenever they're talking about God, you see a planet that's literally exploded, and I can only assume that is planet Earth, the planet that they all came from. You see here a shot in particular where the young dark-haired girl is looking out towards this, and the really, really crazy thing about this shot in particular is that the window she's looking out of looks like an eye. Like the shape of the window looks like it's an eye with the eyelid crease above it. It's very, 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 very creepy looking, and it kind of gives you a sense that they are always being watched. They have no freedom anymore, and they are victims, they are contestants, they are playthings. They are not free whatsoever. And speaking of free, does the winner at the end of all this get to be free, or do they just survive longer and they might have to compete in a future tournament? Like, how does it work? What is the grand prize? What is happening here? Also, I'm sure it was pretty obvious from my reaction at the beginning of this, I am a sucker for anything city pop when it comes to anime, opening endings, anything like that. Some of my favorite videos that I have done have been like the 80s videos in particular. I love getting new 80s openings endings to check out because I can pretty much be sure that there's going to be at least 5 to 6 city pop songs in there, and they are so great when it comes to anime because something about the style and the sound of city pop just fits so well and it gels so well when you put animation with it. And this was no exception whatsoever. I don't know what you would call this, if you would call this city pop, because excuse my ignorance, but whenever they were speaking in the previous episode, it didn't sound like Japanese to me. So if I'm going to guess a language, I would say either Korean or Chinese. I don't mean to sound ignorant or arrogant or anything, but I feel like I have heard Vivinos is a Korean artist. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. So yeah, I don't know if there's a different genre within that culture that this music fits into, or if it would simply also be known as city pop. One thing that I can be rest assured that Vivinos is going to do masterfully is color. The use of color, bold and bright color, is phenomenal. It is truly breathtakingly beautiful to look at, and I really am just blown away consistently. I'm only on number 2 as well by the style of Vivinos, and I can say consistently because I've seen what might be their most recent work being, you know, the ending to for My Dress Up Darling, and that ending blows my mind how great that is and how incredible color is used, how it looks so unique and different. And now I'm seeing these Alien Stage videos that all follow that same style. Like, there's a whole series of videos out there that look like that, and I'm so lucky I get to check these out. This is really, 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 really cool. We are shown different characters here, and one of the characters it shows is someone who looks very sad and depressed. It's a blonde haired, like kind of wavy curly haired guy. You know, I really, really do love his design, by the way. I think his kind of look is really, really unique, and I feel really bad for him already, and I haven't even met the guy just yet. I've just been introduced to him. Maybe I'm overanalyzing, and maybe I'm wrong here, but the coloring that's used when it shows him on the screen, it's kind of bylighting, from what I think anyway. Again, maybe this is ignorance and arrogance, but I remember I watched way back when season 1 of Loki, maybe the last Marvel TV show thing I actually ever watched. Within that series, there was a specific episode where there were scenes where there was this kind of lighting, and I remember on Twitter seeing people talk about bylighting, and I learned that it was the use of the bisexual flag's colors to kind of represent a character being bisexual. Again, this is maybe complete bullshit over analysis. Maybe this is not reflecting that fact whatsoever here, but I feel like this coloring might be used to reflect who he is, because there is, you know, the purples and the blues and everything. And if that is the case, that he is, you know, bisexual, this has to be even harder for him, where he's maybe dealing with having lost someone that accepted him or someone that he was in love with, and now he's having to deal with his feelings, and, you know, I don't know if he's closeted or not. And again, this is complete theory crafting. I'm sure I will learn more as this goes on. I feel bad for the poor guy. I'm sure that he's going through a lot. And we see another guy with short hair, I think it's a guy anyway, we don't actually know, who is kind of tied up. He is chained. He's got like these hooks in his like clothing and everything that chain him up, that he cannot have any freedom whatsoever. Like, he's not able to walk around as some of the other characters we see do, and he is simply watching a screen of this blonde-haired guy while he has what looks like pedals in his hand. So yeah, I'm wondering if there's something between these two guy characters. Without meeting her yet, I think that the girl who's trying to light a cigarette with her handcuffs on is my favorite. There's just something about like this genre of character that just grips my attention. I can't explain why. I just love her design. I love the way she looks. I think she might be my favorite, though that's saying it without meeting all the other characters in full. And yeah, I love her look and everything, but she does seem to have some sort of trauma or PTSD where she thinks she hears a child behind her and turns around. So I wonder if that's a child of hers, a child brother, a child sister, whatever it was, that was killed by the aliens, and she's getting all this PTSD, these trauma flashbacks to that moment, and that really affects her. That's kind of my guess for her story within this. Following her, we see a guy with green hair who looks very K-pop boy band-esque, and he looks very confident and comfortable, and he's kind of pulling Gendo Ikari, where he's pulling his hands up over his mouth, but obviously what we see is that he's actually cupping the microphone, I believe, so he's likely a competitor too. But the way they've staged him and the way they've made him appear, and like the setup of his design and the hands covering, it makes him look like he's got some sort of control, he's got some sort of plan, and he's maybe some sort of antagonistic force that is concocting some sort of idea or plan that might lead to not so positive outcomes for some of the characters we grow to know and love. I just find it hard to trust him, though I'll have to wait and see more of him. I think it's really interesting as well that we see in this one that they seemingly were all captured as children and raised to perform. They were brought up into the age they are now from being children, singing and performing, and they've been reared like animals for this moment. Like, it feels very much like they're livestock or something. Like, they are being reared literally for a purpose. Like, yeah, it's super grim, and I wonder what happens with the bodies of the people when they're killed. I wonder if they're just dumped or if they're literally used for food or sustenance for these aliens. We get little teases for what's to come from performances where we see the other characters performing, but one thing I think is really cool is I think it's maybe the character that had the hooks in him and everything. He looks like he's got a guitar pick, so I'm excited to see that one. I think hopefully it's going to be like a bit of a heavier song, and I think that's going to be a really badass and cool one to check out. And I think it also does then tease some of the matchups that we're going to see, where we see some of the characters performing with one another, but there's some, I don't know if I would call it like sexual tension or anything, but either they're performing and putting on a show with this kind of a appeal, or there is something going on there. But interestingly enough as well, it shows the girl that I was saying I think might be my favorite, and the curly haired boy, and she's got like a knife. So I wonder if this is kind of telling us their mindsets of, you know, the two that it showed before are out there to perform, whereas she is out there to survive. She will do what it takes to survive. And the curly haired boy looks like he's just almost ready and accepting of death or this kind of fate. So yeah, we're going to see where this goes, because after this it shows a lot of, you know, the aliens watching and everything, and makes it appear as though this is like a television show opposed to just being something that is being broadcast throughout the alien colonies or world or planet or whatever happens to be. But yeah, I think I'm ready now to check out the next one. This was a great taste of what's to come, and I really love this one. So let's see what we get in the third music video. Here we go. Oh, I also just want to say, I will be looking for this song specifically when I finish recording this and adding it to my playlist. I love this song so much. I love a good city pop track. But yeah, let's see what we get in the third one for Alien Stage. Here we go. Oh, round two. We're kicking things off immediately. Okay. Okay, curly hair boy versus... Oh, shit. He's got... like, oh wait, no, that's not curly hair boy. Oh, the guitar is out. Oh, shit. Man's got aura. Here we go. Damn, he looks to be... He looks sick. He must be some sort of trouble child for them. Because he's been tied up and stuff. Wow, he watched all of them. He knows them all. They all know each other. He was bullied a lot. That's awful. What was that? Oh, wow. This is sick. I think somebody's got a crush. Pass? Ah, shit. What? Pass? They had to compete to compete? This is so good. Damn. This poor guy. This other guy is just like, I'm dying. I can't do anything here. Oh, shit. Did he smash it? He did. There were like organs and shit in it. It's crazy. Or was it just designed like the guitar is his life? Overdose. I think it's obvious who won that one, right? Why is he being beat up again though? Oh. Oh, that's the guy that we saw. Yeah, the other guy didn't even try. Which I think was the right choice there because what was he gonna do? That was really cool. I wish that was longer. I needed more of that. That song was so kick-ass. I loved it. So yeah, this one immediately I'm like, oh, it's this guy, but I mistook him for the curly-haired one. He's kind of more of a gray-haired character opposed to blonde. It's very clear that it looks like he's got some sort of thing attaching him. Like he's being chained down still. He's not got this freedom to perform and move about as much as the others have. And you know, another crazy thing is that it looks like he's hanging. Like this looks like a noose tied around his neck, which is crazy. So I wonder if that's in relation to as to why he's being tied up and why he's being held. Maybe he has some sort of suicidal tendencies and they're preventing him from taking his own life by having him tied up and held in place and stuff like that. A cool thing about this one is that it was a very one-sided affair. There was no chance for this other guy to do anything whatsoever. I guess the other guy looked like he had a much more plain and simple appearance, and I think that what would have made that very, very funny and interesting to me would be if someone with such a simple appearance ended up being such a huge threat, you know, because typically, and like in this, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I love the unique and crazy and cool character designs, but you know, typically it is the characters that are designed a lot heavier, like not heavier in weight size, but like they've got more detail, they've got more to them in appearance that are very obviously, you know, the main characters and stuff. So I just think that in a series like this, it would have been really, really funny if this plain and simple looking guy ended up being such a huge player in this. But it's made insanely clear as soon as that elevator reaches the stage that one of them is here to get shit done. He is not here to play around. And it's really cool, the imagery of him raising the pick in the air and then just slamming that shit down. That shit was so cool, and that shit stood out so much from the others already. And he's gonna be a really, really fun one to follow throughout this because he does bring such a unique feel and such a unique sound to all of this. And I love the color use for him as well, because there's a lot of reds, there's a lot of you know, pale lighting, and it kind of makes him look a lot more sickly, like the pale light reflecting off him. And then, you know, it really is just so cool at making him look like he's on the stage by himself. The way composition is done, the way framing is done and everything like that, because we know he's not there by himself, but a lot of the shots that we see, even when it's a wide shot, you can't even see the other guy because he's not even relevant, he's not important, and he's not going to be able to do shit here. But yeah, it shows a lot of, you know, drained color within this video, which like I was saying, I think reflects a lot on the character. He is devoid of any life in his life, any light in his life, rather. So having a lot of, dull and not so much prominent and in your face coloration that we've seen in the past with Alien Stage, I think suits this so perfectly, because anytime then we do see a flourish and a burst of color, it's when he's thinking about it, it's when he's recalling times where he saw the pink-haired girl, the girl from the first video, the girl from round one, and he's very clearly got some sort of crush on her, or he idolizes her, or he admires her, one of those. And I can't say for sure which it is, but regardless of what it is, I absolutely adored the way they told this in the story, because he is a character that, like we've seen, he seems to have nothing going for him. He looks so depressed. He looks so down and beat up by the world, and we see him getting bullied, or that he's been bullied in the past. He looks beat up. We see him pushed against walls and everything, and when he looks at her, his world is full of light. So I really do love that for him, and I hope that we get to see some of that continue forward. But even in these shots where it's showing the flashbacks, everything is full of life and light when he's looking out, but then when it flips and shows him, you can still see the light on the left side of the screen from the pink hair girl, but he looks just the same, where he's in the shadows. He's not got light in his life whatsoever. He's very sickly, pale looking, and there's like a greenish bluish hue that's used on him to kind of reflect that fact. And I think that it's done so well here. I love the use of color. I love the use of shadow. I love everything about these Alien Stage videos so far. They have been so well thought out. The animation is so cool here. Like, you see him playing the guitar and everything, and it's been animated immaculately. It looks so good. And then, you also then see shots of him being blindfolded and pushed against walls and stuff. And I think what's really cool is that the way it's done here, the wall is obviously on the right, and it is literally just a block. Like, I can't explain it, but I love the way it separates, like what looks like a night sky on the left, and he's being pushed towards this cold wall. Like, it looks like he's being forced into that, whereas maybe behind him and where he's being pushed away from is what he wants, where it's this freedom, this unknown, like an escape, like something away from here. Within this as well, I won't be able to find it, if I skim through the video, but I did notice as well he had something written on his neck. So I wonder if that's just something that all the characters have. They all have something written on their neck, and I'm not able to pick out what it is. I'm not able to, look at it and notice, because it's kind of blurry and they're moving about too much to really pay too much close attention to see what it is. But then we do also see a shot of him holding the little flower crown that the pink hair girl had earlier, and he's got that, holding it in his hands as he's tied up and everything. And then some real creepy looking alien that's blurred out, blacked out or something, I'm guessing it's an alien, comes in some sort of hovercraft or something, I don't know, and just, yeah, that, I don't know what that thing is, but I'm wondering if there's going to be some sort of reveal for that character down the line. I love as well, like, when he's wearing a black t-shirt, the way that the outlines were done, where it's like a blue, like, I think that that's really creative and it looks really cool. And I love seeing him practice playing the guitar, like when he doesn't even have one, he's just strumming in the air and everything, like, and he looks like he's actually practicing full on, and he's written a song and everything, he's got the notes, he's thought everything out, and he's done a great job with it, because yeah, this is his chance to go out there and impress and survive and hopefully impress the girl that he likes or that he loves. But it has me worried that down the line, maybe the two of them will be forced to compete against each other. And if that is to be the case, I would suspect he would throw his life away in order for her to live. Something else then that we see later, when they're all getting their pass notes and everything, like, it says pass in their teleprompt things, I don't know what you would call them. The guy here, he's chained up by his ankle, he's chained to like some sort of pole or something, like a pillar. So yeah, he's literally just being chained up like a wild rabid animal, and I wonder if that's because of, like I was saying, some sort of tendencies that he has or anything, or if there's something more to it. Like, I don't know enough about his character, but he seems to be someone that is being held much differently from the others. He is not getting any special treatment. But then again, maybe different aliens have ownership over different humans and they treat them differently. And this is how he's being treated. And then when he sees the pass in his palms, he thinks about the girl that he likes. And this pass is not everything to him, but being able to see her, being able to, you know, do something for her, see, like, whatever it is, when it comes to her, that's what he's thinking about, and that's what he wants. That's his future. And then he does the coolest shit ever, where he smashes the guitar. And the guitar is an alien in and of itself. It looks like it has been created out of parts. I don't know if it's human parts or what, but it has been created out of something that is not right. It's not made out of the usual stuff you would expect in a guitar, right? And that really goes to show even further the alien nature of this world and the alien nature of everything that's going on. Something that we know and some of us use in everyday life or in normal life, a guitar, even that's not normal here. That is completely different. It's got organs and everything shoved inside it. Like, yeah, honestly, crazy. And even though we as viewers love that shit that he slammed it, the aliens look pissed, they look confused, they look shocked. So that's why I'm wondering if that was one of their own that he just killed. And if that is the case, that was such a cool way to do it, because through the lens of entertainment, he was able to get his own and he was able to take one of them out. But yeah, I can't say for sure that's actually what happened, but that was really, really, really cool. And I absolutely loved that match up, even though it wasn't really a matchup, it was just a very one-sided ordeal. I think it was so cool. And yeah, huge props yet again for mixing things up and presenting such different styles all the time. But yeah, I guess that's why he's got blood in his head. He's been beat up for what he did, where he took out one, like he destroyed the guitar. So yeah, they've shoved him in a room, chained him up, tied him up, and they beat him up. And it's awful, it's sad, but I think he'll be happy and content in knowing that he's going to further in this competition to see out his goals. Something that's very interesting here as well is that at the end of this, we see the pink hair girl looking at him and she looks very straight faced. Like, I guess she's still torn up over the first round, and I don't know if she's really ever looked at him before, so this might be the last time, or the first time rather, but she doesn't exactly look happy, and I don't know if that's with him or just in general with what's happened in the past. But then we see this other guy, the guy who looks like he's in a K-pop band or whatever, and he's got his eyes on our guy, the guy who was playing guitar and stuff. So that's setting up probably maybe for a future matchup. And yeah, that was the other side of the bracket, the first round, the first fight. So we're going to see in the next round, in round 3, the next matchup that will be facing one of these two characters in the next round that we have just met. So yeah, it's going to be hard not to get too attached to these characters, but here we go. Let's check out Alien Stage number 4, video 4. Let's go. All right, let's see round 3. We got, oh, is this the K-pop looking guy? Is he going to win in the right bracket so that he'll compete against Guitar Guy? Is he playing the drums? Okay. Oh, yes. Wow, look at this. This looks so cool. Shit. That blur looked sick. Oh, wow. Not what I was expecting from him. Wow. Always the same place. Wow. That sound in the background is sick. It's only a cold spot. Oh shit, he's always been looking out and watching this other guy. That's wild. Her song does not matter whatsoever. The way they were just not playing her song. We're learning about these other characters through the lens of this character who's always watching. This is sick. Oh, they were friends. Wow. Damn. Ran away from him? The singer's voice is incredible. Wow. Ivan win. I think it said in the last one Till. So I'm guessing we're learning the names this way. I can't remember the pink hair girl. Her name though. Wow. That was intense. There's more. Rubik's Cube. Solve the puzzle. Okay, curly hair guy's next. Yep. Saw that one coming. And he is facing off against his friend next round. Oh, that's shit. Not that it's shit, but that is... Oh, that's rough. That is brutal. Holy shit. Yeah, this was a lot more powerful than I was expecting from him, based on appearance and what we had seen throughout this. I don't know why I thought that he would kind of be a character that kind of had some sort of mastermindy kind of feel to him, but that did not feel that way at all here. He felt like a character who is suffering just the same as anyone else, and that suffering is from a sadness, a loneliness, an empty void. And yeah, this black sorrow that he sings about seems to be describing how he feels inside. He's got this empty black void, this hole, this black sorrow within him that cannot be filled. And I think that the song basically sums his character up incredibly well. So something I think is really interesting is that it looks like this kid has almost been spoiled, I would say. Like, he looks very empty and bored, and he doesn't look pleased at all in anything that's happening. It shows him in the same position in several different shots. One where he's, you know, tied up like everyone else around him. I presume this is where they're branded, maybe, or they have the necklace thing put around their necks. And then it shows him in front of this huge feast, and I wonder if that feast is for him. And then it shows him with an alien with his hand on his head, looking almost proud of him and very like paternal-esque, I would say. So I wonder if he's been very like yes sir, no sir, like very doing what he has to, but he does look very dead and empty inside. So this black sorrow that's within him just consumes him, but he does what he has to do in order to survive, in order to just get by and live life. Even if that means betraying his humanity or throwing away the humanity that he once had. Because we do see him then watching out, and he's watching, I think it's Till he's watching, and Till isn't looking at him at this point. Till runs past him chasing after the flower crown. So yeah, it's a very messy kind of relationship shape drama thing. I don't know how to describe that, but obviously Till is looking up to the pink hair girl, and Ivan is looking up to Till. So jury's still out on whether Ivan sees Till in a friendly sense or in a romantic sense, because there's not really a clear indicator of that, but it does look as though Till is someone that Ivan looks up to, and maybe that's because of the way Till lives his life. He lives his life doing what he wants to do. Like, he lives his life doing things that he wants. And that might mean that he gets beat up. It might mean that something bad happens to him, but he's still being himself and he's still being true to himself throughout all of this. And I think that that's what's really important here. And that's maybe why he looks up to him so fondly, because he wants to be able to live a life like that. Because right now he's just doing what he has to do. He's doing what he's being told. He's following orders. He's basically a servant to whoever is bossing him around and telling him what to do. That's my interpretation of this relationship, this looking up to Till that Ivan does. I think it's more so an idolization, if that is a proper word, of the way he lives his life. I don't think it's like a romantic sense, but if it is, I'll be pleasantly surprised. And I will learn more as it goes on, because they are eventually going to be facing off against one another. We have to see who Pink Girl's rival will be first. It's probably going to be the curly blonde haired guy, I would guess, if I was to throw out an idea, because he is someone that we were teased is coming in the next one. But yeah, Ivan does look like someone who maybe has some like disdain and hatred in his heart for what is happening in this world. And it looks like almost like when he's looking out towards Till, he maybe still has some of these feelings, but he's still recognizing that which Till is doing. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if he feels hatred for the way he's able to live his life, but the way he isn't able to live his own life. Because when he's looking out towards him and they're facing off against this big dog thing, he's watching very intently, but he does not get involved. He knows not to get involved. This is not anything involving him. This is not anything that has to do with him. He is doing his own thing. He's watching from a distance, but I wonder if this watching is showing a different side of him, because maybe this is something that he's observing to kind of learn for himself, see how other people live their lives. I don't know if that makes sense. So the really ironic thing in what I'm interpreting from this dynamic between Till and Ivan is that Till is a character that we know is not free whatsoever. He is chained down, he is tied up, whereas Ivan walks freely. Ivan does whatever he wants to a degree, but it's Ivan who wants what Till has, if that makes sense. So I think it's really, really cool and interesting the way that this is being shown and told to us. And it all gets to a point where Ivan even goes and frees Till. He releases the collar from around his neck and frees him, and they all go off together. Like, the two of them run off. It looks like they're having a really nice time. They're just running through a field, while in the background you can see like the like these meteors and stuff, probably actually ammunition being fired at the city that you can see at the far left. And the red in the background really does emphasize the danger of everything. But eventually Till does stop holding Ivan's hand, and he turns and he runs off back in the direction they came. I guess in a way, like, yes, Till does want this freedom, but he also wants to see the pink hair girl free. That's maybe what's most important to him. He doesn't want to do all this for himself. He has another in mind that he's doing this for. In the ironic twist of fate, this heartbreaking twist of fate, it's Ivan who's doing this for Till. So yeah, it's kind of really sad and upsetting that he went to all this effort. He potentially could have got them in a lot of trouble just for Till to turn around again, because this doesn't line up with what he wants. So yeah, Ivan is just going to be the victim of circumstance, potentially being third wheel, whatever. Like, he is, like, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if this is romantic, but it's very unrequited love type deal, where there are feelings for this character that aren't returned, even if it's just a friendly thing. Till maybe doesn't even know this guy, so it's hard for him to just run away and escape with him. And yeah, this was an incredible song, and I'm so glad we were able to check it out. It was truly amazing. Round 3 of Alien Stage, another huge one, another banger, another great track, and the animation again accompanying it told us a remarkable story. But we are getting curly-haired blonde boy in the next one, and he looks like he's going to be a very interesting character, because he's playing with a Rubik's Cube, a puzzle. So I wonder if he is bringing some sort of answers or anything to the the puzzle that is Alien Stage. I wonder what we're going to see in the next one in round 4 or whatever it happens to be. Maybe it's going to give us another break episode with a trailer or something. Who knows? But I wouldn't imagine we get one of those until the preliminaries, the first rounds are finished. So yeah, I think I'm going to wrap this one up. I think I'm going to turn this into a 3-part series because, as you can see from this video, I talked for a long time and my throat's getting sore, my lips are getting very dry. I don't want to push myself too much to finish all 12 because I want to talk as in depth as possible about all of these, and I don't want to kind of have to rush it because I'm starting to feel unwell or sore or something like that. So I apologize for splitting this up. In an ideal world, this would all be in one video, but you know, I'm going to split this up. The next part should be up very shortly. I hope within a week of this upload, if you're watching this within the first week of this. And yeah, what an incredible, amazing story this is telling us. What an incredible list of songs. I'm very, very excited to see what comes next. I hope that it continues to tell us more of the story, and you know, if there's anything in the background that kind of subtly tells us something in the future, I'm going to be all eyes. I'm going to be looking out for it, and I'm going to be trying to pay attention. This was great. This was so good, and I'm so glad that I checked these out today, and I cannot wait to check out number 4 episode video, music video 5, but round 4, I believe, in the next video. So look forward to that one if you can. And thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already, and comment down below letting me know your favorite of these Alien Stage music videos. For me, it's really hard to choose a favorite. I think personally favorite song might be, as I was saying, I'm a huge sucker for city pop, so it might be the one that was in the second video, the trailer. But in terms of story, that's so hard because the first one, there was the shock factor and the twist from the first one that really threw me for a loop, that got me suckered into this, and it really made me a fan immediately of Alien Stage. But 2 and 3, I loved the songs, I loved the stories, I loved seeing what they were telling us. It's really hard to choose a favorite. So to throw out a favorite, I would say maybe Tills from round 2, because I loved his energy, the energy he brought, and I think he's got a really cool character. But that's not to say that the others weren't as good. They were so good, and they were all just on equal playing field. I'm just kind of leaning into my general preferences. If you guys want to be notified when part 2 goes live, hit the notification bell down below and you will be notified when that video is uploaded. And of course, share this with a friend who you think might enjoy Alien Stage reaction content. And yeah, I will be back very soon with more Alien Stage. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and yeah, I hope that you guys are having a great day today and that you're able to take it easy. I will see you in the next one. Take care.